Hello and welcome back. So today I'm here to show you my makes for January. Now, if you followed my YouTube channel recently, you will have noticed that there has been a couple of makes that have snuck in there early, which I've already shown you. So the first was my Molly dress that I made by Sew Over It. I did a full pattern review of that one. And the next one was a lady skater dress that I made from beautiful crushed velvet, and that was included in my smiley video, my Sewing Makes You Love Yourself video. Thank you so much for all of the comments that I received on both of those videos. They were really lovely. It was really nice to get to know some of you, chat to you more about your sewing and what makes you love yourself. And also with the Molly dress, there was loads of comments about those sleeves. It was absolutely fascinating and really interesting to see some of the changes and makes that you have made to your version of your Molly dress. So I'm not going to cover those two things in today's video, although I have made them in January, or in the case of the Molly dress, at the very end of December. I'm not going to include them today. I'm also not going to include that lady skater dress because I am planning on doing a video like I've done with my Cocos, because my skater dress habit is getting a little bit out of hand. I seem to be acquiring new ones all the time, and in fact only a couple of days ago I bought yet more fabric to make another one. So I think a skater dress montage video is coming soon, so I'm not going to show you that. What I will show you though is this one. So if you've watched my smiley video and you've seen my skater dress, you will see I had lots of fabric left over, and because Kitchycoo does adult and children patterns, little Miss Mac has acquired her own version. Now I'm going to step back a bit to try and get this all in shot. It's very cute. She's at school today, so unfortunately I can't get her to model this or give you a twirl, but I will try and catch her at the weekend next weekend and maybe pop her on my Instagram stories so that you can see her in her dress. And obviously if we get the weather, I'm going to get outside and get Mr. Mac to take some photos of both of us together. But unfortunately the weather is lovely today. It's really sunny and it's really crisp outside, but it's a Monday and the kids are at school. And this weekend has been incredibly busy. We've had friends down, we've been all over the place and out and about, and the weather was vile. There was sleet, there was snow, there was rain, there was wind, and there was no way we were getting outside for a photo shoot. So it will come, I promise you, but wanted to show you this. I love making this pattern. There is nothing bad about it. I absolutely love it. I make one small change now when I make a skater dress, and that is instead of joining at the shoulder seam on one side only and attaching the neckband and then joining the other shoulder seam, I do both my shoulder seams, I join my neckband and I fit it in as per my neckband tutorial, which you will find on my channel. That's the only difference that I make to the pattern. It doesn't change the way it looks, it doesn't change the way it fits. I just personally find that a much easier way of putting in a neckband, and it means I don't get a raw edge here, which you would do if you followed the normal instructions. So make number one. Make number two, I'm wearing it. Again, another Kitchycoo pattern. I absolutely love this. The fabric is by Pink Scissors Fabric. So thank you very much to the lovely Suzanne for sending me this. I did buy it, she didn't send it to me for freebie, but thank you for sending it, Suzanne. I love it, it's a really good quality jersey. It's a nice thickness. I love their fabric. You cannot go wrong with it if you want to make a lady skater. This is the Trifecta top, and it's also by Kitchycoo, so it has big wide cuffs, and I'm going to stand up. Also has a big wide band around the bottom. It is incredibly flattering. It fits really nicely, as you can see. Chopped off my head, never mind. The only thing I found using this fabric, because the jersey is a little thinner that I've used for my bands, it is stretching out a little bit and it doesn't sit completely flat. It is in without any puckers. That being said, I haven't washed this yet. Once it's washed and pressed, this could shrink back a little bit, but I think it's because the jersey is ever such a thin jersey and it's not as thick as this one. But pattern wise, absolutely brilliant. I love it. Again, brilliant instructions, really easy to put together. It's raglan, so I'd never done a raglan sleeve before until I made this. So 1 pattern piece, 2 pattern piece, 3 pattern piece, 4. So easy. And again, I made this completely on my overlocker. I cut it out in about half an hour. I sewed it together in about an hour. So it's a really quick make. You can do it on a sewing machine. You don't have to have an overlocker. But obviously if you do it on the overlocker, it makes your life so much easier. There are no hems to finish because it's got bands on all of the raw edges. So there's no hemming, so you don't need a sewing machine at all. It can be done 100% on the overlocker. So I know I'm going to be making loads more of these. It's a really good fit. I made a size 5, if that helps anybody with the sizing. The sizing on Kitchycoo patterns is all done on your higher bust and your normal bust and your waist. And I know some people find that they do come in between sizes. I'm an average size 12, high street. Up here, my bust is 36, nothing major. A fairly normal average shape, and I make the size 5 for both my lady skater dress and my trifecta tops. So if that helps you make a decision on what size to cut, then I hope that's useful. So yeah, trifecta top, absolutely love it. I'm not going to bother giving you a twirl. There's nothing to twirl about it. You can see it, it fits, it's lovely, I like it. You should make one. So next up is my Tilly and the Buttons Agnes top. Now I've made lots of Agneses in the past, but this is the first time that I've made the Agnes with the ruching down the bust. And I have to say, it does amazing things for one's boobies. I really like it. This is the fabric that I bought the other day from Walthamstow Market. I made this again 100% on my overlocker. I didn't quite buy enough fabric though. I seem to remember being able to get an Agnes out of a metre, but you can if your fabric is non-directional. But obviously this is a directional fabric. So what I did is I cut the front and the back first of all, and then I cut the sleeves as long as my piece of fabric would allow. So it's meant that I've ended up with 3/4 length sleeves. But I actually don't mind that. I think it's really quite nice. It looks pretty. So I'm going to stand up. I'm not going to give you a twirl, but I'll give you a bit of a show. There we go. So I'll squeeze back. So again, it fits nicely. Nice and flattering. The sleeve length really works, I think. Really happy with it. So as with other Agneses that I've made in the past, I find that the pattern is too tight in the arms for me. So I do make the shoulder seams at 5/8. I put the neckband in at 5/8. I don't change anything there. But when it comes to stitching from the cuff to the underarm, I just use the edge of my serger. So it'd be probably a 3/8 seam allowance. It's not that much of a difference, but it just means I've got a little bit more movement in my sleeve. It doesn't feel quite so tight. So yeah, that's all I did. This bit was really easy, followed the instructions. It's really hard to believe, I'm gonna do this, that all you need is a little bit of elastic in the back. I didn't have anything elastic at home, so I just grabbed a bit of waistband elastic, so it's probably a bit wider than it needs to be. But again, who cares, who knows? It's tucked in there and no one sees it other than my bra. Last up on my January makes is my Rivage Raglan by Blank Slate Patterns. Now, I don't know if it's Rivage or Rivage or Rivage. I've no idea how it's supposed to be pronounced, but I'm going to pop it down below so you can form your own opinion. Again, this is one of the first raglan sleeve tops I've ever made, but it is so easy and so comfortable. I'm going to show you another version of it in a minute that hasn't worked quite so well, but this one I absolutely love. So it's from this gorgeous animal print knit fabric. It's not really a stretch jersey, it is very much a knit with a little bit of stretch. It's fairly thin, it's not warm like a sweatshirt, but it's just one of those nice chuck on tops over a cami or a t-shirt. It's just going to give you a little bit of extra warmth and just be really nice and comfy for just knocking around in. It just has cuffs, just hemmed sleeves, it's no cuff, has a neckband, and the bottom is turned under, so it's really nice and easy. What I love about it though is it's got a dipped hem, so I'm going to show you. So I'm not a massive fan of my bottom, so it rides up a little bit here, which is nice. And then move over here, you can see it dips down and it covers your bum, which I absolutely love. It's not fitted in any way, it really is a chuck it on top, but it's super comfy. I mean, you could jazz it up, you could put a belt on it, and there is a dress version, so you can make it longer. Overall, the instructions were really good, really easy to follow. The pattern stuck together well. I hate PDFs with a passion, but needs must. It stuck together quite nicely. I traced it off, so I've got all of the sizes still intact and I won't have to stick it together again. But I can see this being a staple in my wardrobe. If I come across a nice knit fabric that I like, I'm just going to buy a couple of meters of it so that I can make one of these. And obviously you could always make the sleeves in a different colour. I know quite a few people have done them with a patterned front and then plain sleeves, and they've made them out of sort of French terry or even sweatshirting fabric. It would be really, really nice. So it is super comfy, super easy to follow. Go check out Blank Slate Patterns. I'll put their information down below. They've got lots and lots of different patterns, and I am going to try some of their other ones later on this year. Now I'm going to go and put on the other version of this top and show you how a really good pattern can be ruined by a really crap fabric. So this is the t-shirt version, so the short-sleeved version. It's exactly the same pattern, except there are bands on the cuffs, on the arms. Had I made this from a t-shirt fabric, then I'm sure it would have been absolutely fine. But I made it from the fabric that I bought on the Gold Hawk Road that I showed you. That's super drapey and super floaty. And yes, it is a stretch, but it has all this sparkly glitter in. But it just is the wrong fabric to make this top with, as you will see. You might like it, I really don't. I think it's really horribly unflattering. You can see every little ruche in the fabric, although that neckband's stuck in properly and there's no pleats, there's no catches, it's in nicely. You just get all of this rucking at the front. The armbands, because they're slightly tighter and they bring it in, they do nothing for my figure. You get this kind of puff here. Just don't like it. I'm going to show you the bottom, show you the hem. So because it is so drapey, this has been pressed, but it doesn't matter how many times I press it, it's just pinging up and curling up and just honestly, look, does nothing for me. Really, really despise it. And so that just goes to show you that it is nothing to do with the pattern. Sometimes you can make a top or make a dress and it looks vile and you think, oh, I'm never gonna make that again. But don't just make that decision. If you make something and you think, ugh, I don't like it, because I made this first, so I could have very easily gone, nope, I'm not going to make that pattern again. But I could see where the problems lay with it, and I could see that it was the fabric that was causing it to do the things I didn't like, and it wasn't anything to do with the pattern itself, because construction wise, as I've said, super easy, really easy to do. And so I am pleased that I did make a second one, because I absolutely love that long sleeve version. It's really nice, and I think even this, had it been long sleeved, might not have been so bad. But I think because it's so drapey, it's like plasticized. It's funny stuff. Twice I've fallen down the rabbit hole of this kind of stretchy, sparkly, thin stuff, and twice the garments have been horrendous. So I'm not going to buy it again. You heard it here first. So if you see me on a fabric haul with any kind of glittery, sparkly, spandexy, t-shirty stuff, just say no, Claire. Give it away. So this top was kept long enough for me to film this video. It is now going in the charity shop bag. Someone may well love it, but I don't. So I will see you again soon. I've got lots more videos coming up. Do stay tuned to my channel. Please do give me a thumbs up. It does help my videos to just climb up in the rankings and be shared out amongst other sewists and other people that are interested in sewing. Make sure you click the little bell as well, which is around here somewhere, because that will send you a little notification when I upload a new video. I am trying to upload videos twice a week now. I am aiming at Wednesdays and Saturdays. I don't know if that's going to happen every week. There might sometimes be a few more or a few less, but that's what I'm aiming at. I'm trying to really keep up with my sewing this year, so there will be a lot more sewing videos, and I have filmed a podcast. That might have been up already, or it might be coming up. I'm not sure which order I'm going to put these videos up in yet. But I have filmed a knitting and crochet podcast. That's something I'm probably going to continue to do on a monthly basis, because I don't get very much time to do knitting and crochet. So again, the sewing is going to take a front seat this year, and the knitting and crochet will take a slightly lesser presence, but it does mean that when I do put a podcast out, I'm going to be able to give you lots of really, really nice knitting and crochet content rather than a super quick thing. So anybody who is going to the Knitting and Stitch show at Olympia, I will be there this year. I will be there with my mum. We're going on the Thursday. So do please give me a hello, come and say hi. I haven't decided what I'm gonna wear yet. I will wait and see until I have done all of my makes for the rest of January and February, because it's not until March, I think. So I've got quite a while to get bits and pieces made, but I will announce on my channel at some point nearer to the event what I'm going to be wearing, so that you can look out for me. And it'd be really nice to catch up with some of you and say hi. So that is January's makes video. That's me over and out. I will see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.